2 at 12:47 a.m. A phone call came from inside a house that was completely empty. The homeowner was out of town. The doors were locked. The windows were closed. But the call lasted for almost 7 minutes. In 2019, a quiet suburban neighborhood reported something strange about a small house on Maple Street. Nothing unusual had ever happened there before. The owner of the house had left town earlier that afternoon for a business trip. Neighbors knew the house was empty. The lights were off. The driveway was clear. Everything looked normal. But just after midnight, a call was placed from the house's landline. The call reached the local emergency dispatcher when the operator answered. There was no voice, no words, only silence. For a moment, the dispatcher thought it might have been a wrong number. But then, a faint sound appeared in the background. It sounded like slow movement, almost like someone walking carefully across the floor. The dispatcher asked several times, "Hello, is anyone there?" But no one responded. The call continued. 1 minute passed, then 2, then 3. The dispatcher kept listening. Sometimes the line was completely silent. Other times there were small sounds, a chair moving, a soft creak, something shifting, but still, no voice. After several minutes, the dispatcher contacted local authorities to check the house. Officers arrived shortly after. When they reached the property, everything looked exactly as it should. The front door was locked. The windows were secured. There were no lights on inside. One of the officers knocked. There was no answer. Using the spare access code provided by the homeowner, they entered the house. Inside, everything looked normal. The living room was quiet. The kitchen was untouched. The bedrooms were empty. Nothing was out of place. But one thing immediately caught their attention. The landline phone was off the hook. The call was still active. The dispatcher was still connected. When the officer picked up the phone, the line suddenly went silent. The call ended immediately. The officers searched the house again. Closets, bathrooms, basement, every room. But there was no one inside. No signs of entry. No signs anyone had been there. Later that morning, the homeowner returned from his trip. He confirmed he had been hundreds of miles away when the call happened. No one else had access to the house. And the phone had not been used in days. Phone records later confirmed something unusual. The call had definitely come from inside the house, but investigators were never able to determine who made it or why. There were no fingerprints on the receiver, no missing items, no disturbances inside the home, just one unexplained call from an empty house. To this day, no one has been able to explain what really happened that night.